Hello, this is Dennis McDonald with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can get us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com. The customers that sent this telephone in are Cynthia and Charlie from Chicago. This telephone is also from Chicago. It has a Chicago-related information card that is in very good condition. And then it also has a Chicago-related dial center, which has got an area code of 312. So it's all about Chicago, and that's really nice to have that. Everything here is the telephone, the backboard. This is an original wooden backboard to mount the phone on, and it has a bell box. This telephone also is one of the earlier models. It has an open slot coin return. It does not have a bucket. It's an open slot coin return. So that tells us that it is one of the early models. This telephone has a couple problems. It is missing the body key. The lock looks like it's in good condition. That's the first thing that usually gets broke. People will break this lock so they can get the body off. But we have a key on order, and this lock looks like it'll work as long as we have the key. It is also missing the vault door, key, and lock. We have one of them on order, and when we get that in, that'll take care of that. So this is just the initial checkout of this telephone, and it's really a pretty nice find. You don't see these telephones with this combination usually, where you have the original wooden backboard and the bell box with it. Usually just the telephone comes in. So this is a great thing to show you. It's really nice when you see all this that comes into the shop, and we get to look it over and work on it. So it's really a neat thing. So basically what we're going to do is I'm going to pull the body from the base right now, and I'm going to show you the inside of the telephone. And everything looks to be here. Maybe needs a little cleaning up. And when we go into these telephones, we set them up for modern style use on the modern line. And we're going to take all these connections. None of this will probably look like this. We'll probably redo all these connections and get them wired the way we want them wired, and get this telephone working the way we want it to work. This is the coin chute. The coins will fall down through this chute into the vault door body, and they can use it as a bank. So we always make sure that the coins fall all the way through, so they can always use it as a bank if they choose to. These are the connections that touch the connections on the body. I will show you them, and that enables it to dial out, and it took care of some of the connections for the electronics that went along with the telephone for the coin validator. And over here I want to pull the bell box and show you the bell. This is the bell, and there looks to be a network inside the bell. This is not an uncommon bell box insides. I see this once in a while, and you can always tell the older style bells by this coil here. It's always in a silver film or kind of a copper colored film when it's some of the early stuff. And this is one of the earlier networks. It's one of the fatter ones, probably right after the 302 network. So anyway, let's get a look at this dial here. It seems to be turning pretty good, but what we do is we take them apart, we clean them, we oil them, and we grease whatever we need to, and we get all the connections connected the way we want them, so everything works on a modern day system. And I like to go through them all to make sure I know what we're doing and how it's working. This is the coin validator, and what will happen is we'll take this out and make sure all the coins are falling through this properly. Although this will not work like a payphone any longer, we will make sure that all the coins are falling through this validator properly. And I want to show you here on this bell, when nickels would fall through, they would hit the bell once, and then dimes would hit it twice. And then over here is kind of a gong looking type piece of metal like you would see in like a cuckoo clock or something, you know, on a wind-up clock, wall clock. Well, that's a gong. And quarters would hit that. And that would tell the operator 1 ring for a nickel, 2 rings for a dime, or if a quarter was dropped in, it would hit that gong. And the operator always knew what kind of money was put into the telephone through the sounds it made. So we'll get all that straightened out and taken care of and worked on and rewired the way we want it. And here's some connections that I was talking about earlier. These connections here, right there, touch these connections on the base. And that's what makes all your connections to your block here for your wiring and your hook switch and your line and everything like that. And usually on these old payphones you will see the model number is usually written on most of them, and this one says 191G. So that is really nice to have all that and be able to see the original model number on it. And this phone is really kind of looks to me like it's never really been messed with, and nobody has gone through it. And that's the way I like to get them before they've been kind of cut up and worked on. I like to get them in this condition where nobody's really touched them. So this phone here is worth quite a bit of money with the bell box and the original backboard and the open slot coin return, which is really a nice find. This telephone will really hold its value, and it's worth quite a bit more than just a payphone all by itself. So anyway, this is just the initial checkout of this telephone, and wanted to show you, give you a look of what it looks like. And there's a couple other things I want to show you. Some change was found in this payphone, and you got some quarters, you got some nickels, you got some dimes, which is pretty neat, because what happens is some of these coins have 1966 date on them, and so when you open these up for the first time after they've been locked up a long time, it's almost like looking you know, kind of like into the past, and you never know what you're going to find in them. So it's pretty neat to find these coins in there with the older dates on them. It's been locked up for a long time, and these coins were obviously stuck in the machine. So here's another thing that we found, which is going to be something that you're going to want to keep with the telephone. This looks like it's an original work order ticket for the phone number that was issued to this telephone. It has 9449275 on the ticket, and that's the same number that is on the dial center. So this is looks like an original work order ticket stub for the phone number that was issued to this telephone. So that's really a beautiful find, and that's quite unique. It's nice to have things like that go along with these old payphones. So we'll get all that back to the customer, but this is the initial checkout of a 191G Western Electric 3-slot payphone. This is Dennis with A1 Telephone. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.